All right. Can you both introduce yourself and how long you've been with Total Chaos?
Miguel Conflict, play drums and vocals. I've been in the band almost 10 years now.
Sean Smash, lead guitar, 24, 25 years. Depends. We'd have to go back a long time to figure out exactly the date, but about 24, 25 years.
Both of us go long, long ways. Why don't you start off with what AGC we used to do? How long ago was it?
Oh yeah, well like in like early 2000s, we were part of this collective with Jay Lee, Alternative Gathering Collective. And we used to organize protests, and we used to organize like political shows to help fund community centers and to help fund political parties that were sent to jail. And we spent a lot of time together, like just really like putting together a lot of cool stuff, like to keep the punk scene alive. And JD was a big part of it, like, helping everybody organize. It was Resist and Exist, and Rob was a big part of that a long time ago as well. And it was great, but I haven't known Jay since, and he's still doing really cool stuff with Resist and Exist.
Wait. Do you remember a long time ago there was an AGC meeting? There was about like 25 of us all sitting down, like we're having a serious meeting, and you guys walked in with a six pack.
No, it was a 12-pack. We never bought 6-packs. That would be gone in like 15 minutes.
Do you remember like half of the crowd was all straight edge? We're all quiet, and we're like,
Oh, sure, they hurrying up.
it was you and Rob. You guys all came with a 6.
No, a 12-pack. A 6-pack would have been gone very quickly, but yeah, we did. I do remember that, and we did do that.
I just thought it was really.
I was told that was going to be okay. That we could bring our own drinks and whatever.
Because a couple weeks after, you guys did a beneficial for the Black Bloc. You remember that?
Yeah, that was awesome, and I think his old band played that.
Yeah.
You were in Subsistencia, and you toured Mexico.
Yeah, we were gone with them like 2002 or 3.
Not that many people heard about it. Just give a short description with Subsistencia.
Pretty much this is a band from LA, Subsistencia. It stands for subsistence in Spanish. And they're a really political band that sings all in Spanish. And they were pretty much vegan, straight edge, and all they spoke about being about the earth and giving to Mother Earth because Mother Earth gives to us. And then they really have this positive message. And their drummer couldn't go to Mexico with them. We were recording in the same recording studio, so their drummer actually kind of said, "Hey man, why don't you guys ask Miguel? You know, he can do it." So I went with them, and we were out there for about a month, and you know, it was badass because it was all like independent promoters that were booking all collectives, just joined together for the whole month. It was just all DIY promoters, man, and it was one of the best tours I've ever been on, man, and it changed my life, man.
Sean, what country have you guys toured, like all over? Tell me about some of the punk scene, how it's different from America. Because I understand you went to South America, all over Europe, Asia, all over Asia, and third world countries.
I mean, I don't think there's a country we haven't been to. I mean, besides probably Egypt, we haven't been there, and South Africa we haven't played yet.
Oh, you guys are going to South Africa this year?
Africa in September. It's going to be our first time. We've never been.
Tell me about the punk scene, like in Malaysia and.
There's just so many people there. I mean, yeah, the country is beautiful, but there's a huge scene there. I mean, there's people from all ages too.
Was there any like cultural difference? Because a lot of punks there were like Muslim and stuff like that. Any like culture difference or anything?
Yeah, definitely, man. It's interesting to get to the airport and you immediately see people that are dressed up, fully covered, and you immediately see that you're in a whole different place now. You know what I mean?
I think that's more the religious thing. With their religious people dressed different, but like the punk kids were still dressed like the kids here. And it wasn't that different. I mean, there was a lot of the same food and the same, beverages and stuff that, as far as that goes.
The Islamic people at our shows, everybody was. The women were coming with the
hijab.
Hijab, yeah.
Not everyone was like that.
No, but a lot.
That's because,
they were coming in, they were like taking photos with us and doing hardcore.
You see the same people like at another show, and they're dressed like totally spiked out hair. So it's a trip, Sometimes they were dressed in their stuff, and then
yeah, it's interesting because you see like some really hardcore punks that are going to the shows, and then they're like, wait, can you wait a minute because I need to go pray, and then I can come back and meet
during
you
your set?
No, like during the day, before the show and stuff. Like our promoter and the people that would come to take us to the shows and stuff. They're like, can you guys wait for like half an hour because I need to pray, and then we can go. I'm like, yeah, of course. Like we don't we're not religious ourselves. I went to Catholic school my entire life, and I saw a lot of the contradictions. And I respect people's opinions, and I respect people as religions. But as long as they don't try to push it on me, I honestly I respect whatever makes you happy. I respect it. You know what I mean?
What are some of the stuff you guys learn? What are some of the stuff you guys learn from other countries like Europe and going to Russia and stuff? What are things you learn from the punk scene or anything?
I mean, I grew up in Europe, so I lived there since I was like 1 year old. So to me, it was nothing new. I lived there my entire life until I moved to America. So.
What about all the squatting movement, all the shows on squats and stuff? Why can't that happen here?
Well, because Europe is a lot older, and there's all these buildings are abandoned or were damaged from World War II. We don't have that here, so that's why these kids could go to these buildings and take them over, because a lot of the owners of the buildings were dead already. So it was just, it was easy for them to take over, like an abandoned area in Berlin or wherever, because no one was there.
Yeah, in Europe they build these buildings that are so tough. They're just there for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So it just lasts forever, you know what I mean?
World War II, there was so many abandoned factories and buildings, and the owners of them were either dead or didn't care anymore. So it was easy for punks and other people, even homeless, to take over these and squat in there. We can't do that here.
You know, like
Be right on it.
We don't have stuff like that.
you know here, like you have like the street punk, anarcho punk, and hardcore, all these different factions.
Yeah.
How is it in Europe? Is it tight or is it separate like that? Or what?
Yeah, man, it's a lot of unity out there as well. You know, it's really cool to go out there and really like see the fact that people really appreciate the bands that come from out here and the bands that just come from tour. The people come from all over the places to come see. There's not really that much segregation out there as it is. You know what I mean? There's obviously different styles of music, but like you go to a festival and everybody's there, man. There's no like, oh well, this style of music, so sorry you can't come.
Like Mexico, because Mexico, you have punks, death rock, or goth, and everyone.
Mexico's everyone goes. Like you have.
It's more open-minded.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you get everybody there from all genres.
Even like
Event. For them, it's like an event, so everybody goes. Over here, it's like, oh, maybe I'm not into this band, I'm not gonna go. But in Mexico, definitely, it's like everybody goes, from all hard rock, goth, industrial, punk, skinhead, metal, whatever. You see everybody at these shows, you know.
I love that, man. I want everybody. I hate it when people are like, well, I don't want to go because I don't look punk. It's like, no, you don't have to look punk. Punk's not about how you look. If you choose to look that way, that's cool. But punk is an attitude, and if you look like you're not even a rocker or whatever you want to call it, come to the show. No one's gonna judge you. You just come. As long as you don't come to start a fight, no one will even care that you're there at all. I mean, no one will kick you out because you don't have a spiky mohawk. You know what I mean?
Russia, I've been seeing some crazy video on Russia, like really hardcore fascist stuff. When you guys play there, how were your shows and stuff? Is there a problem with like racism there or anything like that in Russia, or was it cool? Was it cool crowd?
We didn't have fascists at our show. We just had like almost, it was like an almost 80s kind of scene. You know, everyone was like real excited, and they went nuts, and they had an amazing time. There was none of that fascist shit going on. Not at our show.
I think Russia is one of the best scenes in that area, and even Czech Republic, Russia are probably the top scenes in Europe area. And I know some people say, well, Russia's not Europe. Actually, part of the Moscow and St. Petersburg is Europe. It's called Eurasia, but it's still Europe. But it's one of the best. The punks are fanatical. Oh, and Italy too. Can't forget those Italians. They're
Talk about it a lot.
Yeah, there's all over the place, man.
It's hard to say, but some scenes are just so frenetically awesome that you cannot ignore them. And Russia's one of them. And the people are actually sweet. They take care of you if you can't figure out something. And I'm not talking about the punks. You ask somebody for something, and a lot of people speak English, and they will help you out. I don't see that in America. It's like, no.
You were involved with the punk when it was during the prime time in LA, when it's really fucking active.
Yeah.
Like we had we had a lot of people in the collective, a lot of fundraiser, benefit show, like meetings, study groups, films. It was really happening. I don't live in LA anymore. What the fuck happened? What the hell happened?
I know, man. We miss you out there, dude.
No. But what happened to everybody?
Well, it's difficult, you know.
20 years ago, maybe, huh? More.
Well, this is man, almost about 20 years now, dude. Yeah, it's been crazy. But you know how it is. A lot of people grow up. Here's the thing: for a lot of people, the punk scene and the ideology behind it, it's just a fad. You know what I mean? A lot of people just, my friend's vegan or whatever, so I'm gonna be that. But they don't really believe it, you know. They just do it just to fit that moment, to find something to do, and then eventually they get out of it, and they're not even a part of the punk scene anymore. You know what I mean? And that happens over and over again. Like every 2 or 3 years, you see brand new people, and you see those old people that you knew before, like gone, that you never seen before. You know?
I had a talk with Rob about that earlier. Like, we were talking, like, even from the 80s, all our friends got out of the punk scene. Or if they come to shows, like, you know, they'll do punk, but like us, we dress punk rock all the time. Like, even when I go to work, I fucking wear punk. We're all punk 24 hours. But what made you stay in the scene this whole entire time? I mean, we lost a lot of our friends who got out.
I don't know. I've always just been in from the beginning. I mean, I never felt like I fit in anywhere else. Like for me, it was a way of life, and all my friends that were real were punk. I saw it too. People in high school that were punk for a year, and their parents like, you know, you're going to college, stop dressing punk, stop doing this, and then they did. But a lot of people didn't do that. But there is a group. There's definitely a percentage of people that were already in it. It was like a phase. They were only in it for a year or two. You know, that was in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, I hate it when people say, "Oh, I used to be punk." I mean, I get it, you know, like you go through a phase, and then there's a time where you don't listen to that music anymore. That's fine, you know. But there's people that you remember that were so spiked up and so awesome, and they were like, "Oh, I'm punk because I look like this," and then all of a sudden they're not. They don't even dress like that. They don't listen to the music anymore. It's just like it kind of sucks just to see people like that fade out, you know. But it doesn't mean that you have to have a mohawk your entire life to be a punk. It's not a uniform. It is a way of life and a way of thinking. And you know, just to me, just listening to music alone is a big part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something crazy too. Even from the 80s and 90s, the friends who are vegans, I would say about 90% got out of it and started eating meat. And from the 90s and so who are activists, like totally. That's crazy.
Super crazy.
So it's not just a punk fascist, it's even with the political belief and
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. That's why I respect you a lot, man, because you've kept it going for a long time with, you know, and you look good, man. You look really good, dude. I love Jay, man.
So-
He's been a good friend of ours.
Okay. We go way back. But okay, you guys used to do a lot of benefit show a long time ago, like for Food Not Sponsors. Are you guys still doing that for causes, doing fundraiser or benefit show once in a while? In different countries.
It's really hard because we all live in different places. Rob lives in Europe. You know, he's been there for 12 years, and our bass player Jory lives in Holland. I live in the desert. He's in LA. We're in so many different places. It's hard to come together for something like that because you know those kind of things are normally kind of last minute kind of things. You're like, and we just can't do that. But we would do it.
It's like, hey, can you play next Saturday?
Hey, exactly. We have gotten stuff like that. We play next Saturday. And it's like, no, we can't.
Speaking of desert,
It's a different country.
your mom, she's a yoga instructor and a vegan, Tai Chi and a vegan. Did you get into the whole yoga thing too, or what?
I did get into it. Yeah, it's cool. I'm down with it, but I'm not very good at it. I can't do the stretches like some people can, but it's cool. It's positive. It's it's a good movement.
Whatever's positive, man. Whatever keeps you positive and you're not without screwing anybody over, then go for it,
I'm
man.
not good at it, but it's cool.
How do you guys practice? If you live in Germany and you live,
Via Skype.
Via Skype.
Via Skype, man.
wait, you guys jam on Skype?
Nah, it's good.
Are you-
Nah, we always make that joke because everyone was like,
How do you guys jam?
we
Make new songs.
Same way NoFX and Bad Religion do. We do.
But you guys got an album out.
yeah, we do it on tour.
You guys got an album.
Together,
Yeah.
When we meet up,
If you ask Fat Mike, how many times how do you guys jam? Well, half the band lives everywhere. He goes, we don't. We just get together right before a tour and we go on tour. That's
The
it.
thing is that you can practice these songs at home, so I can play all this stuff by myself and get back familiar with whatever I need. He can do that. Everyone can do it. You don't have to be together. It kind of comes together.
Well, especially after fucking 30 years, you definitely don't need.
Yeah, we're not a new band, so me and Rob have been playing together for over 20 years. He's been almost 10. You know what I'm saying?
And we tour so much and we play so
Yeah,
much.
we got 5 minutes left in the room. We gotta do the show. What's the best show you ever played, and what's best memory?
Best show I've ever.
Yeah, or any bands.
Colombia was one of mine when we played in
Rock al Parque.
Why Colombia?
There was about 80,000 people in attendance, and there was like,
What about that?
and there was
in
like,
China?
there was like 20 mosh pits going on as we were playing, man. It was the most amazing experience. But you're in that moment, so you're not even thinking about it. But after we finish the show, then it kicks in. You know what I mean? But on stage, it's just like you're in that moment. You're stressing out. You're just trying to play. You're trying to make sure you're on beat. You know, it doesn't kick in until after you're like, that was amazing. I can't believe that just happened. You know what I mean?
It was definitely a career highlight going over there. I don't know if it was my favorite show, but it was definitely the most attended. I had like problems with the sound, and it was kind of weird for me, but it was still an amazing show.
China was the same problem. It was 100,000 people, but it was terrible sound. I liked Bali.
Yeah, Bali was great the first two times.
They take good care of us out there, man.
And you guys are going to South Africa this year.
Yeah. It's
I don't know any punk bands from America played in Africa.
Well, it's a 30-year anniversary of the band, so we're trying to do as many tours, as many countries as possible this year, you know? So we're trying to hit, if there's a punk scene there, we want to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Is this just South Africa, or are you going to tour the continent?
No, this is South Africa. It's like we're gonna be there for like maybe a week
I
and a half.
can't play the continent. The majority of people in
Unless you
Africa
do-
don't listen to punk rock.
Unless you did like a 3-month tour.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's better.
The punk. If I played a reggae, maybe you can pull it off, but even that is questionable.
That's the thing. Like, you can't. It's not
You got
good.
3 minutes.
No worries. That's the thing. It's not good to like tour too long in one place because it's good to just hit the main cities and some places and just get out because you'll be on tour for 2 months and somewhere and there's not really that much of a punk scene in every area where you could be on tour that long in a
Yeah,
certain
it's
area.
like that in China. We did China. We played all these little mama hick towns. Well, we call it hick towns, like little tiny villages. And I mean, what was the point of doing it? There was some punks there, but
to visit and check it out.
I mean, come on.
Because you start to realize, hey, maybe we should just hit these certain places.
It's better to focus on like main cities and do festivals, and then people will come to those.
Yeah,
they'll find out, they'll travel,
Exactly.
and that's better for everybody.
Exactly. We're not trying to leave anybody out, but it's easier that way.
It's easier that way. Yeah.
For traveling and everything, how can we bring unity in humanity?
Say that one more time.
How can we? You guys have been traveling, so how can we bring unity and humanity to you guys?
Well, everybody just needs to realize that no matter where you're from, we're human, and we all eat, we all sleep, we all shit, So it's all. If anybody thinks they're bigger than anybody, no matter how famous or whatever you are, it's like in the end of the day, you're gonna die, and so stop thinking you're any bigger than anybody else. We're all human beings. We should all just get along, man.
I don't know. I agree with him.
It's pretty good what he said, really. And I agree. You know what I mean? I just think people need to open their minds.
How about
The thing is, too many people follow, and they don't really,
Try to leave.
they don't. A lot of people don't think for themselves, and that's the problem. That's the problem.
how about in the punk scene?
What do you mean?
Punk scene has the same problem. A lot of punks are closed-minded, and I know you would think that would be forbidden, but it's not. Unfortunately, a lot of punk rock kids are closed-minded.
There's some punks that are just in it just to get fucked up and party, and some punks don't care about the ideology, and that's fine, but those are a lot of the people that come to the shows and get the clubs shut down because they don't care about anything else but getting messed up in that moment, and they don't care if the club gets shut down or the scene gets shut down. They're just there to party and get messed up. And I have nothing against drinking, obviously, but it's like you have to really keep in mind that we're a community here, we're a family, we're we're out here to look out for each other, not come here to destroy things to get things shut down, you know what I mean?
Thank you very much. We're gonna go swimming when I see you in Southern California.
We will.
Yes. Thank you very much. I'll see you when I come down to the summer.
Good to see you, brother.
Oh shit, you guys gonna be on tour actually. Never mind. Forget that.
We'll see each
You're
other
gonna be
again,
on
man. We'll see each
the
other
local tour. All right. Wait at the cap.
Cheers, guys. Thanks, man.